This program contains adult language and situations which may be considered offensive to some viewers and/or children, but more likely their parents.
So, I was at work today. Work went pretty well. But while I was at work, you know, the job I do, I'll admit, is kind of boring. But, oh, by the way, I bought these Doritos Blaze Doritos, and I was eating them during work. I don't know what to think of them. They're kind of spicy. Ooh. That's a spicy meatball. But, my job is kind of boring, to be honest. But that's kind of like what I like. Boring. I'm fucking boring. So yeah, you know, when I'm doing my job and shit, I tend to you know, start thinking a lot. And, you know, of course, you know, being at work and everything, start to think of, oh shit, I agree. Holy shit, it is kind of spicy. Nah, seriously though. It wasn't the spice that got to me, it was a tickle in my throat. Alright. So with that said, I usually like to think about, while I'm at work, I like to think about, like, ideas for, you know, videos. Like, what kind of fucking video can I do when I get home? You know? Like, what kind of fucking video can I do when I get home? You know what I'm saying? So that's the kind of shit that I think about. So, before I get into what I wanted to do, I'm going to say this because, now, I'm not complaining about the job or anything. It's a good job and I like it. But there's, I don't know if I can work on Sunday night anymore like I did today. The only problem is that, and it's my fault too, it's my fault. I didn't really check the buses. I assume the buses, because they're fairly common buses, they would run like at least until 11:30 on a Sunday. But you know, it's a good thing I checked the bus schedule when I did. Okay? Because okay, so the 24 Genesee bus, it comes by the store on a Sunday at, what was it again? I think it said 10:34 or 10:35 or something like that. Okay. And it usually takes about 5 minutes to get down the Bailey and Genesee on the bus. However, the last Bailey bus, hold on. The last Bailey bus of the night comes by Bailey and Genesee at 10:37. Which it would be almost impossible for me to get home. Now tonight, because I caught it so early, okay, like I got out of work at 10. So I'm sitting at the bus stop shit, what the fuck? I'm sitting at the bus stop in front of the store there, and I looked at my phone. I'm like, okay, 10:35, that's fine. Sitting out there for a half hour, whatever. Then I'm like, oh, and then something told me, check that fucking 19. And a good thing I did, because I checked the 19, and it said that the last fucking bus going by there would be 10:37. I'm like, holy shit! So I had to actually walk from the Family Dollar store, which is almost Genesee and Pine Ridge. I had to walk all the way from almost Genesee and Pine Ridge to Genesee and Bailey in like 20 minutes. And I made it too, with time to spare. But I don't know, man. I don't know if I can do that anymore. Just, I mean, I'm not really, it's not really about, you know, the, you know, like you know, people outside or whatever. Like, no one fuck with me. I mean, I carry around weapons, so I mean, I don't really have a problem with that kind of shit. Like, I carry around, where is it? Well, I got, oh, here it is. Pepper spray. And I carry around my fucking knife, too. So Mr. Robber gets a fucking blast of pepper spray in the face. He's like, ah, like that. Whip out my knife and stab him in the gut. You know what I'm saying? So that's not a problem. The problem is like getting around like in the middle of fucking winter and shit like that. And it starts snowing and blowing now. I'm going to try to talk to Eric Katz about this. Maybe we can work something out where, you know, maybe I can just work, you know, like on Sunday, maybe 3 to 9 or something like that. Like, if he really wants me to work Sunday or whatever. Then I'm planning, you know, I'm planning on moving soon too. So that would change up everything as well. So who knows? Maybe I could after I move, start working the regular hour on fucking Sunday. Any other day of the week is fine. In fact, on Saturdays, I'd be getting home. Even if I worked on a Saturday, I would be getting home even faster than on a weekday, to be honest. Just because of the way the buses run. I actually got home earlier today than on a weekday, just because of the way the buses ran. You know, like I said, you know, if it was any other day of the week, you know, I would just take the fucking 24 to Bailey, and then take the 19 to my place, you know. That's all. But, you know, who knows? Who knows what'll happen in the coming months, you know? I mean, I'm planning on moving. I might be moving to Elmwood. Elmwood in West Utica. So, I mean, with that said, there's a shit ton of ways I can get home. 24 all the way downtown. And then take the fucking 20 bus. Or 24 to Bailey and Genesee. Walk a block up fucking Bailey. Catch the fucking 12. It'll let me off right next to my apartment. Like right across the street. I mean, we'll work something out. You know. I agree. So, I've been thinking about this, I've been thinking about doing this video at work. And, I make fun of my parents a lot, because they're just kind of friggin' weird. Because they are fucking weird. Okay, we can all admit that. So this is funny stories about my parents that I may or may not have talked about in the past. So the one that sticks out for me is my parents have this belief that, and I don't know, I mean, it's not a true belief, but it is common from what I understand. So I kind of understand why they would believe this. But it just isn't. It's almost like an old wives' tale that they believe. So let me explain. So you ever wake up, wake up in the morning and your neck is stiff like this? Like you have like that pain in your neck? My parents think, and here's the thing though, I actually kind of understand why they believe this too. It's actually an old wives' tale. My parents actually believe that if you sleep with a fan on, you could wake up with a stiff neck. Now, I really don't understand like the science behind it, but honestly, it's not true at all. Like, I've slept with fans on before, and I don't get stiff necks. But then again, I've also not slept with a fan on and got a stiff neck. It has more to do not with having a fan on, but it has more to do with like the way you sleep. Like if your fucking neck's in a weird position all night long. Like I also get that shit too when I'm sitting on the couch playing video games or something. I'll be sitting if I'm like that for a long time, my fucking neck is sore. So it has not. I don't really know the science behind why people think that, but it really isn't true. You know what? Let's look it up. Because I'm pretty sure it is an old wives' tale. It makes really no sense. But I've heard it so much that, it might as well be true. I've heard so much from other people, not my parents. Okay, so can sleeping with a fan cause stiff neck? Oh, well, let me find it. I want to find an accredited source. I don't want to find like some fucking shitty source. Let's look at the Mayo Clinic. Let me see. all I can find is all I can I hold on, let me see. Mayo Clinic, neck pain. Causes for neck pain. Muscle strains. I can't find anything about it on the Mayo Clinics, like, cause I don't know. I don't think it's actually true. I see a bunch of shit on here about how about it. Pretty much what happens is if you have the I think it has more to do with, I mean, it kind of makes sense. If you have the fucking fan like right on your fucking face, it said that it might happen because it makes your neck cold or something. But I can't. It's like one of those shitty fucking Yahoo Answers shits. I only look on the Mayo Clinic website. The Mayonnaise Clinic. But on Yahoo, whatever, it says yeah, it can happen because it makes the muscles in your neck tense up from the cold or something. But even if that happens, even that wouldn't that make any part of your body get stiff too, like that? I don't know. Wouldn't it happen with like anything? Wouldn't it happen if there was like a breeze coming through the window? Or an air conditioner? I don't know. My parents fucking think that. I don't know. So the other thing that I want to talk about. So my mom used to be a nurse. And she said that the one time she was dealing with this big fat lady. It was like this big fat, like 900-pound woman she had to deal with once. And she said that she like lifted up one of her fat rolls and found a uneaten sandwich in there. Like, okay, Mom, that's funny. Do I really believe it? Not really. Like, why would the sandwich be in her fucking fat roll? I don't get it. Was it like save it for later or something? But how would it actually get in her fat roll like that? Come on. So then my mom said she hurt her back when she was a nurse, right? And this is something that I don't get either. Both my parents have bad backs, okay? And I can tell you exactly why they have the bad backs. Okay. So my dad has a bad back from he worked like as a maintenance man. He like fixed shit in schools and whatnot. But he would also like move school, like you're moving a house, moving like desks and shit. And I saw my dad fucking lift something, and no wonder why he's all fucked up. Cause I saw him lift something before, and he's always lifting. He always bends his back and lifts, which you're not really supposed to do. You're supposed to bend at your knees. Okay, bend down, you're supposed to get a good grip on it, and then lift yourself up with your knee, like that. Cause it's more efficient that way. But no. He says, he's like, that's what you gotta bend that back. Make it look like you're doing some work. And I'm like, listen, you're not doing it right, because you're too interested in how it looks, you know. It's more important to overstrain yourself and hurt yourself than it is to actually do a good job. You know what I'm saying? And now my dad has a fucked up back because of it. My mom, on the other hand, she says that she hurt her back because she had to lift a big fat woman by herself, and she fell on her. Okay, here's the thing. Why didn't she ask for help? Oh, I know, because she thought she would get in trouble if she asked for help. Because she has a job to do, and she doesn't need anyone else's help, I guess. So now she just fucking busted her fucking back. The other story I have, and again, I don't know if this is true or not. There's no way to confirm it, other than hearing my mom's side of it. We all know how reliable that is. So there was this one time we were living on Zelmer, right? And like Zelmer to my parents is like Lovejoy to me. They hated it. Every little thing that happened in Zelmer, they bitched about it, just like I bitch about Lovejoy. So I don't even know if this was true because I wasn't even there, but my mom actually said this, and she said that okay, so on Genesee, what is it, Genesee? I forget the other street. I forget the street that is, but like a little bit down the street from Zelmer on Genesee, going into Cheektowaga and all that. Hi, Gravy. There's like a little gas station. I think it's like Genesee and Sprenger or something. Hi, Gravy. I think it's Genesee and Sprenger Avenue. And there was a gas station there. It's still there. And my mom once said that she went to go get gas there. You know, she went to the pump, she pumped her gas. She walked in the fucking thing there to pay. And this fucking little kid, maybe 9 years old, comes up to her and says, of course it had to be a black kid, comes up to her and says, she asks her for like $5 or something. And she looks at him and says, I don't have anything, sorry. Then according to my mom, this kid pulled out a knife, like the one I have, and says, you better give me that $5 or I know what car yours is. Or something like that. And then my mom like slapped the kid or something and just ran up into the car. But it's like, okay. That's fucking bullshit. What was that kid actually gonna fucking do? No, seriously though, what was that kid gonna fucking do? My mom's in there, fucking paying for gas. She's on her fucking way out. She's gonna get knifed by a fucking 10-year-old. No, seriously though, what was that kid gonna do? Was he gonna rob the car while she's driving away? What is he gonna do? Like fucking scratch the car with the knife? I don't know. Then she said that she went back in that place, in that gas station, at another date, I think it was. She went back in that gas station, like, it wasn't the same day. It wasn't even around the same time, but she ended up going back there again. She ended up going back to that gas station. She went back there, and I guess that there was black people that were working there, right? And they tried to kick her out or something. because she was white. I'm like, come on. They literally tried to kick her out because she was white. Yeah. Zelmer was like Lovejoy what is to me. I don't know. Don't even get me started on that fucking Lugus place. Don't even get me started on fucking Lugus. My dad was always like, oh man, I could go for a Lucas pizza right now. Oh, could ya? I could really go for a sophisticated soul pizza right now. I could go for a fucking sophisticated soul pizza. If you don't know, a fucking sophisticated soul pizza is it's what they call it's what fucking Lugus is right now. They changed the name of the place to Sophisticated Soul. You know what? I'm willing to try fucking Jazzy's Pizza. I wonder if Jazzy's Pizza is any better than Lugus. And I wonder if Lugus is fucking owned by the Lou Dog Market. Hi, Gravy. And then, what else? What else? Hi, Gravy. What was the other thing my dad used to do? My parents used to do that was weird. Let me think now. It's like now I gotta think about it now. Oh, I know one thing that happened for real. There was one day where it was right before, it was probably like a week. It was, I don't know, it was probably like 2 weeks before we moved out of Zelmer, right? So my bedroom door was like this wooden door, right? And they actually went into the room and like behind the fucking what do you call it? Behind the fucking door, right? They found that I was like scratching shit into the door, right? Like I'd scratch like stupid shit into the wall. I remember I scratched the phrase food. No, I scratched the phrase food, folk, fun. Not just food, folks, and fun. Food, folk, fun. I don't know why. It's what they used to say at McDonald's. McDonald. They used to say food, folks, and fun. And for some reason I wrote that into the fucking wood. And they found it, right? And they're like, oh, what the fuck is this? And I was just like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know. So what they made me do was they actually made me sand down the door and then made me fucking stain the door again to get rid of the food, folk, fun. I don't know why I fucking carved that into the door. Because I was a fucking idiot, okay? The other thing I used to do is the other thing that I used to do was my parents got all pissed off. Like, okay, so I would take like a kitchen knife, right? And like the kitchen counters and shit, I would go like this with it. And I don't know. I would just do that sometimes. And then they'd find it and be like, what the hell happened to my kitchen counter? You're nicking up the kitchen counter. As they said. You're nicking up the kitchen counter. Like, and then you have like all these fucking score marks and shit. So then what's the other thing? Oh yeah. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, that's the other thing that happened too. What the fuck, yeah? What happened? There was one day where my dad bought me a bag of chips, right? And I ended up eating my bag of chips, and then I would just like, I would eat his, and he caught me the one day doing it, or he like found the bag of chips like half gone or something. Because like what would happen is, like I would eat like, let's say I would eat like a whole bag of chips, but I'd leave like crumbs in there, and I'd be like, I ate the whole thing. You still got crumbs. And my dad's like, no, you didn't leave me any. You left me dust. Hey, but get this. The dust is the best part. Yeah, for real. That's the best fucking part, though. That's like where all the fucking flavor just collects. You know what I'm saying? That's like concentrated flavor right at the bottom. You know, I once bought a bag of Doritos. Hey, let me tell you this story, okay? Okay, this has nothing to do with my dad. This has everything to do with this bag of Doritos that I bought a couple, like 10 years ago, right? So I still remember this, and I'm sure Eric Katz watches these videos too, and he loves Dorito stories. So what happened was, I don't know, I bought this bag of Doritos, right? And I noticed that this, like, I think it was a Cool Ranch or something. And I noticed that this bag of Doritos had absolutely no taste. They were almost like fucking like tortilla chips. You know, like the corn chips you buy you have to like use salsa with? It was like that. I'm like, what the fuck? This shit has no taste to it. It was like Cool Ranch. It had no fucking taste. Right? So I'm eating them. And I get down to the bottom of the fucking bag. And what the fuck do I find in there? I find this ball. It was like probably that big. Okay? It was a compacted ball. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? It was like a compacted ball, and it was like, I don't remember, but I smelled it, and it was, what happened was all the fucking seasoning off the chips fell and compacted itself into like this big ball. It was all the fucking flavor from the chips, like compressed into this ball. Like I can't even describe it. I'm like, so that's where all the fucking flavor went. It actually, like, I don't know what the hell happened, to be honest, but it was, I don't know, it was like all the flavor from those Doritos. It was like it all fell off, and now all the Doritos tasted like those bland corn chips. But then at the bottom of the fucking bag, you had like this super fucking dense, hard, compacted ball like that big. And it was all the fucking flavoring that came off of the Doritos and kind of compacted and hardened in the bottom of the fucking Dorito bag. I don't know what the fuck happened, to be honest. But, yeah, there you go, Eric Katz. If you ever have a fucking bag of Doritos that has no goddamn flavor whatsoever, that's what happened. They compact the fucking flavor and it is super dense. You could like throw it at someone's head, and it'll probably crack their skull open. You're cracking someone's skull open with fucking Dorito seasoning and shit. So, my dad caught me eating his chips, and he confronts me and he says, Mike, I bought you a bag of chips. So now you eat your chips, and now you're eating my chips. And I swear this is what he says. That's double dipping. Double dipping. Double fucking dip. That makes no fucking sense. I said, that makes no sense, Dad. Double dipping is when you dip chips into a thing twice. You take a bite and you dip it again. He's all it makes a lot of sense because you dipped into yours and now you're dipping into mine. So it's like he makes no sense, but then he comes back and he's like, oh yeah, this is how I fucking don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's like, I don't know. What the fuck was that? There was something else that he did. Oh, my dad used to like smoke. My dad used to like smoke these like really shitty cigars. You know, he used to smoke like these really shitty cigars. They literally smelled like fucking dog shit when he lit it up. They literally smelled like fucking dog shit. Okay? And my friend Eugene was over to one day, and my dad's smoking these like shitty fucking cigars. Okay? And my dad's like, Eugene goes up to him and says, "Hey, can I get a swig of?" He's like, "Can I get a swig of that?" A swig? What's a swig? I don't know. But Eugene's like, "Can I get a swig of that?" And then my dad's like, "A swig? You mean a toke?" I don't know, fucking dumb. And of course, I kind of feel bad, saying what I said about my dad with the pedophile shit, I'll be 100% on it. I'm the kind of guy that will, I do nothing but tell the truth. Okay? I don't know if you kiddies know that, but I do nothing but tell the truth. Everything that I say, it is 100% the truth. Okay? Even if somebody doesn't actually remember me saying it, even if somebody doesn't remember saying something like that, it's still the fucking truth, whether you want to believe it or if you forgot about it or not, I do nothing but tell the fucking truth. That's me, So I just want to go on record and I want to say that no, I wasn't making up what I said about my dad, being a pedophile or whatever, because he is, but, I also want to go on record and say that, even if I don't, I'm not trying to what do you call it? I'm not trying to support pedophilia or anything. I mean, it sickens me. But I want to make people know absolutely clear that even if my dad, like I said, my dad is a pedophile by definition. Even if I say that he is, I want to make it clear that he, as far as I know, never, molested a child in his life. Okay, he never molested me, so, I mean, I just want to say the only reason that I say that is because, and it's true, he does watch those, little kids TV shows like Hannah Montana and whatever else. He watches those little girls TV shows and they're not really age appropriate, and he has on many occasions was watching them, and a little girl came on the screen, so he says, "That's a hot little girl." Now, I will say that shit like that is kind of tame, considering, he could be a lot worse. But, I also want to say that, somebody simply saying that that's a hot little girl, that's not like illegal, it's not illegal. To be honest, it's not illegal to be a pedophile, I will say that he's not a child molester, and he's not, to the best of my knowledge, he's not, at least I should say, and he's not he doesn't watch child pornography, he doesn't. I actually looked up, I looked at his computer a couple times, seeing if there was any on there, and I didn't see any, but, I'm just saying, ugh. I say it because, by definition, that's what pedophilia is when you're sexually attracted to little children like that, and just him making a joke, even if it was a joke, even if, like, you could sit there and you can't really joke about shit like that, like, oh, that's a hot little girl. Yeah, well, it might not be illegal to say it, because that's why shit like NAMBLA exists, okay? Because it might how should I say this? The subject matter might be disturbing to some, you know what I'm saying? But it's not illegal because it falls under the free speech. You know what I'm saying? Like, it falls under free speech. So, I mean, like I said, as long as they stick to, my dad can have fucking meetings with all the other pedophiles in the neighborhood, if he wanted to, and just say, listen, how do you like little fucking Cindy down the street? It's not illegal. How do you like 4-year-old Tiffany down the street? Not fucking illegal. It's just simply couple men having a fucking discussion about little girls. And, you know, I'll even go as far as I might not want to hear that kind of shit, but, you know, it's free speech. I might not agree with it. I might not agree with the free speech, or I might not agree with what's being talked about, but I will agree for you. I will be supportive of what you want to talk about. You know, because you know who's to decide what's offensive or not. Now think about that. You know, you go after somebody that's talking about, you know, fucking, oh yeah, that 10-year-old Tiffany down the street is fucking hot, I want to fucking do her. Okay, well, who's to decide that, you know, there could be some people that might take offense to that, but, you know, they don't have to be part of the discussion, right? Yeah, let's say that there's somebody out there that wants to fucking arrest my dad over that, over simply talking sexual about a little girl. Okay. Now, who's to say that, you know, that's even like, it would get to a point where, you know, oh yeah, we can start arresting people for even talking about something like this. Then it'd be like, oh, now we can start arresting people for, you know, talking about sexual things anyway, like whether it's a adult or fucking kid. Okay, now we got now we can fucking get rid of you know, people talking about sex. Now what? You know, where does it end? Next thing you know, you know, you'll be having people fucking jailed for you know, criticizing the current president. Whoever the president might be at the time. Or you're not allowed to criticize the president. Really? Like I said, I might not support Trump. Okay, I might not like Trump. Okay, and I might not like fucking, I might not like any guy. You know, I might not support Trump, but I will defend anyone's right to sit there and, you know, fucking say whatever the fuck they want about a president. You could say Trump sucks. You could talk about his fucking hair. You could talk about Hillary or whatever the hell you want. You could just make fun of all those people. Make fun of Barack Obama's ears. I don't give a shit. I don't like any of those people. And I could just say, fuck having a president. Really? Why do we need one? And that's perfectly fine. But imagine if I said something like that, and now I got fucking FBI at my house, you know, saying, oh, you're not allowed to talk smack about President Trump, or President Obama, or whatever the hell. That's not right. Not then we are the people that we talk shit about overseas. We are those people. We are North Korea, you know what I'm saying? We're no better than North Korea after all that. But so let me get into some more fucking stories about my parents. Not that I just talked about that for a little bit. Cause you know, I wanna make sure that people are aware that I don't just say this shit to hear myself talk. I want people to know that my father isn't going around, you know, touching little fucking kids, okay? I don't know if people actually could separate that, you know? I don't really know. They hear me say pedophile, and the first thing that they think of when they hear that is, oh, he must touch kids, or he must be looking at child pornography. Meanwhile, all he's really doing is he's just making lewd comments about some little girl on a TV show. That's it. I mean, I just want to make that clear. Because I don't think I make it clear enough that that's my intentions. So, anyway, what's the other story that I wanted to tell? Oh, now I forgot about it. Oh yeah. So, you know, growing up, you know that whole thing where I've talked about it before, and hold on, ow, I've talked about it before, a couple times before, where my dad would be like, oh no, you can't eat that pizza for breakfast, that's for dinner or something. And it's so funny when I hear it. It's so stupid. It's so ridiculous because it's just so old fashioned. Ugh. But I don't know. So growing up, you know, I used to eat a lot of cereal growing up. Okay? And my dad would always buy like Frosted Flakes and all that other shit. And like he'd buy like Cheerios and shit. But then I like shit like Lucky Charms and Fruity Pebbles and shit like that. So I remember the one time he bought a bunch of cereal. And he bought like a bunch of like Frosted Flakes, and then I think he bought like some Cheerios. And then he bought me a box of maybe Lucky Charms or something. So then he's like, oh, you can only have 2 bowls of cereal for breakfast. So he's over there watching me eat 2 bowls, and I want another one. And he's like, no, you had 2 bowls. 2 bowls is enough. And then I wouldn't like eat the Cheerios, and he's like, oh no. You're not gonna, this is what he actually said, you're not gonna blow through the good cereal and then waste all the shitty cereal. He knew it was bad. That's what he actually said. And then my dad was like, I had like some Frosted Flakes, right? And I went to go get the fucking sugar, right? He's like, why are you putting sugar on that? Like, 'cause I like sugar on my cereal. And he's like, no, you don't put sugar on that cereal. I said, why not? Because it's already frosted. So? He's like, frosted means they add sugar to it. Oh, is that what it means? Okay, well now I'm adding more sugar. How's that sound? And then I used to add so much sugar to my shit that I like to chip it off the bottom of the bowl. And then the one day my dad saw me put a fucking half a bag of sugar in my fucking cereal. And that's what he did. He told me to do this too. He took the spoon out of my hand. So what the fuck did you do? He scraped like a bunch of fucking sugar off the bottom of the fucking bowl. And then he took this fucking spoon like this and went. He just flinged it across the room. He went like, what the fuck was that all about? I don't know. And then, I don't know. Oh yeah. That's the other thing I gotta talk about too. Oh, now I forget what I want to speak about. Wow. Are you fucking joking? I just thought of it and I just forgot about it. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my god, I forgot what I was about to say. Oh yeah. So there was this one time. How fuck old was I? I'm pretty sure I was in fucking what is it? MLK when this happened. There was a time when what was it? I was probably like 11 years old, 10, 11 years old at the time. And oh, so the one day I get home from school, right? And my dad's like, "Oh, we need to have a talk." And I'm like, "Okay, what's going on?" He's like, I just got this $300 phone bill. And I'm like, "Okay, so?" He's like, "Have you been calling sex lines?" And of course, I had to tell the truth. Yeah, I've been calling the sex lines. Yeah, that's what happened. I was calling like these sex lines, right? I was like fucking 10 years old calling the sex lines. I don't know. And I was actually talking to a phone sex girl too. And I was like talking to her about play. I was like 10 years old, and I was talking to a phone sex girl, and we were talking. I was telling her about how I like to play Mortal Kombat on a sex line, and I was talking about playing fucking video games on a when I was calling a sex line. I was like, "Hey, do you like to play Mortal Kombat?" And the funny thing is that they actually record everything, and they're like, "Oh, we got the whole conversation on tape. You want to hear?" So they played it back for us. My dad tried to dispute the charges and shit, and but they were playing back the fucking conversation, and they were playing it back, and it was like, "Hey, do you like to play Mortal Kombat?" And I was talking like this woman, and she was saying, I forget what the fuck she was saying, but I just kept on saying, "You like to play Mortal Kombat? Do you like do you like to rip heads off or something like?" I was a smooth motherfucker back when I was like 10. You know what I'm saying? I was like, "Do you like to play Mortal Kombat?" Oh boy. That's because I was like the big game at the time, like big game hunter. And Kevin was telling this fucking chick on a sex line if she liked to play Mortal Kombat. It was like, yeah, and then I was like putting the fucking phone up to the TV and shit while I was playing. And I was like so embarrassed. Then my mom was like, you know, my fucking mom comes in and says, you know, Mike, for $300, you could get either 10, or what'd she say again? For $300 you could get either 10 really shitty hookers or 5 really good hookers and lunch with all of them. How my mom knows how much a price of a hooker is, I'll never know. How the fuck does my mom know what the price of a hooker is? See, now I just have to kind of I have to go by her word now. You know, whenever a hooker, you know, if I ever want to like pay a woman for sex and she charges me like $200 or something, I'll be like, no, because a hooker, you know, a hooker is only like, let's see here, let's see, 10 divided by 300, let's see, what was that again? She's like, for $300, you could get either 10 really shitty hookers or 5 really good hookers and lunch. So let's try to do math and figure out, you know, the price per hooker. So 300 divided by 10, that's $30. It's $30 for a shitty hooker. Okay, just remember it's $30 for a shitty hooker. And then it's do it again. 300 divided by, what was it again? Oh, 5. Or it's $60 for a really good hooker. So if some chick is, I'll do whatever you want for $200. No, because the really good hookers are are up to $60. I'll be like, my mom said that the good hookers are only $60. Or you could be a really shitty hooker and charge me only $30. Okay. But but then my mom also said you could get 5 really good hookers or 10 really shitty hookers and lunch with all of them. So then you have to factor in the price of the lunch. So now the price per hooker goes down a little bit. So yeah, it's actually less than 60 and less than 30. Because you have to factor in the lunch with it. You know what I'm saying? Because if I just call up a chick right now, I said, I want a fucking blowjob. I'm too tired. I'm not going to go and get fucking lunch now. You know? Now I'm just wanting a fucking blowjob before I go to sleep or something. So I'm going to expect to pay less than $30 if she's a really shitty hooker, or less than $60 if she's a really good hooker. How the fuck does my mom know the going rate for a hooker anyway? How does my mom know any of that? Has she tried it before? I don't know. Probably has. Ow. I want to know how my mom knows the going rate for good hookers and shitty hookers. Good hooks and shitty hooks. But she is right. For once, my mom is right. Those sex lines are garbage. They're a ripoff. They're a complete fucking ripoff. And I'll tell you why. Because, like I said, you might as well just get a fucking hooker for that money. You know what I'm saying? You know what? I say my mom lies a lot, but I will say that she is right. She is 110% right with that shit. Those sex lines are fucking bullshit. You could get for that money you can get yourself a fucking hooker, you know what I'm saying? You know what? You know what? My mom might be wrong a lot, but when she's right, well then she fucking nails it. You know what I'm saying? And I will say that about her. She might be wrong a lot of times. She might lie, but when she is right, she's 200% fucking right. She might not know what fucking hot mail means, but she knows the going rate for a hooker. Does she? I don't know. She's probably wrong about that too. But you know what? She is 100% right about the hooker thing. She is 100. Sex lines are a fucking joke. They were a joke back then. They're still a joke. Are they even around anymore? I don't know. Hold on, I gotta pee. Yeah, my mom is 100% right. Those fucking sex lines are nothing more. They're bullshit. That's what they are. And let me get into my last story here. My last stupid fucking funny story. This is probably like when I was like a teenager or something. What is that? 15? Okay, that's 15 units. I'm using up see, I gotta inject myself twice tonight because I only have 15 units on this pen and I have to take 20. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use up the 15 in this pen. Then I'm gonna open up a new pen and inject myself with only 5. So hold on a second. Here we go. Okay, there's 15. And now, actually I'm just going to reuse this fucking needle. So anyway, I gotta get to my last story. And get to this last story here. Now this happened when I was like when I was like a teenager or so. So the one day my dad was like, "Hey, let's get some food." And I said, "Hey, that's pretty cool." Okay, so he went and he got a bunch of food, right? Now, somehow, my dad, I don't know what the fuck happened, but somehow my dad didn't have enough money because my mom wanted chicken fingers. She just wanted an order of chicken fingers, right? And that was what I wanted too. So, okay, get us both chicken fingers. Well, here's the thing. My dad didn't have enough money to get both my mother chicken fingers and me chicken fingers. So what he did was he bought my mom the chicken fingers, right? And then he instead of giving me chicken fingers, he just said, "Oh, let's go to fucking McDonald's. I'll get you the chicken nuggets instead." And I'm like, "Hold on a second here. I don't want no fucking McDonald's. I want the fucking good shit." He's like, "Well, I don't have enough money for both. You can have the chicken nuggets." Why the fuck do I get chicken nuggets and she gets chicken fingers, you know? And it turns out that, oh, we'll get him the chicken nuggets because he doesn't really care anyway. That's how they fucking did it. Ow. It's like, why don't you give my mom the chicken nuggets because she doesn't eat that? I'm like, bullshit. Yeah, I don't know. So it's pretty much they were just so friggin' cheap that they would give my mom something like the good shit, and then I had to eat like the fucking table scraps. You know what I'm saying? And then, and I said that this was my last story. Well, I lied. There, you caught me in a fucking lie. Because I actually just remembered this whole fucking reason why I'm doing this video. I just remembered the story that I wanted to tell. The real reason it got me thinking at work. So, let me say this, okay? So, back in the day, back when I was a little kid, alright, you thought that the sex line story was funny. This is even funnier. So my dad, okay, back in the day, I had like all kinds of video games. I had the fucking Nintendo, Super Nintendo, fucking Sega Genesis and all that shit. So back then I back then you didn't have internet. The only way you could get your information and any codes and whatnot is if you look in magazines. Okay, I'd get magazines and, we'd find shit in there, codes and shit. So I had a fucking, I had a subscription to Nintendo Power back in the day. Okay, which was fine for like the Nintendo shit. But for Sega Genesis and shit, you really couldn't find anything, right? I mean, you had Game Pro and you had EGM, and that was about it. But I think at one point Eugene had the EGM and the Game Pro, and I just had like Nintendo Power. But so I never actually my dad wouldn't let me get any other magazine subscription, right? So with that said, what I would actually do is my dad would go grocery shopping, right? And he would drop me off in the fucking magazine section while he went fucking grocery shopping. And I would sit on the fucking floor. I had like a notebook and shit, and I would sit there and I would stare and like fucking look through the magazines at the fucking supermarket there, and like on the floor like a fucking weirdo, and I would sit there and I'd copy down fucking codes in this little notebook, and that's how I would get codes, and there was also times where let's just say there was times where some of these magazines, my dad couldn't call them magazines either. My dad called them books. They were books. They weren't magazines. They were books. Oh, you got those Nintendo books? I don't know. It's like Nintendo tape, Nintendo book. I don't know. But he would sit there, he would drop me off while he was going food shopping, and I'd sit there in the fucking magazine aisle, and I would like fucking write down codes and shit. In the middle of if I looked through the fucking magazines, I'd look at codes. Look for like the codes and shit. And then what else? So I'd look at the codes, and then sometimes a lot of those magazines too, they were like wrapped in like a plastic thing. So you couldn't even like open them and start reading them because they were like in a plastic wrapper. That didn't stop me. I fucking ripped open the plastic wrapper. You know what I'm saying? I ripped it open and I just started reading it. It was it was a miracle that I was never talked to by any of the managers. It was a fucking miracle my dad never got arrested for that kind of shit. I didn't even know that was wrong back then. But looking back at it now, I felt like, I mean, I guess looking through the magazines isn't that wrong, but you know, ripping open the plastic wrappers, because some of them had a plastic wrapper and shit on them. Yeah, I'm sure they could fucking go after my dad over that. And I would just have like all these fucking magazines laid out in front of me and shit. Oh man. I must have looked like a fucking idiot sitting on the fucking floor of a supermarket with all these fucking magazines open, and I'm looking at these magazines, and I got a fucking notebook and a pen, and I'm just jotting down like fucking codes out of these books. Then my dad, after he's done, he's like, "Oh, did you have fun? Did you find any codes?" And it was a miracle that we were never fucking, you know, talked to about it. And I'm pretty sure there was a fucking security guy there watching me the whole time. I don't know, but fuck. I'm being fucking tired. But I mean, that's that. And I started thinking about it too, because I had to do this job today where I had to like put all the fucking what do we call it, all the fucking garbage bags. Like when you go to a store and you got like the garbage bag aisle, I had to put like boxes of garbage bags like on the shelf kneeling. I had to like use my fucking Tetris skills, you know what I'm saying? Like I had to like fucking stack them up like that. So I had like my fucking Tetris skills going, and then I had my, you know, fucking Donald Trump wall building skills and shit. So I'm like I'm sitting on the floor, and that made me think about what I did back when I was like a little kid. You know, I was like sitting on the fucking, I was like going through all the shit, putting it back in. And right now it looks fucking nice. Because I used all my fucking Tetris skills to, you know, not rearrange everything, but you see, the job that I do, okay, at first, the job that I do, it's just something I gotta get used to. Okay, once I start figuring out where everything goes, then I think I'd have a better time. But right now, oh my god. Right now, I'm just starting to get the hang of it a little bit. Like, I don't know, like today Eric had me, you know, fucking fixing up the fucking garbage bag aisle. And so I focused on that today. I focused on that, and now it looks really good, I think. Like, I have everything. And the other thing, too, is that I got a little confused. I had to ask another coworker, because Eric left early, I guess. Like, I barely saw him today, but I asked another coworker about this. There was a, the tags, the price tags they said like, I don't know, I forget what it said, but it said like Family Dollar, garbage bag, 24 count, you know? So you had to put all the Family Dollar garbage bag 24 count like in front of it, and I did that. But then I came across like these home, I forget what the fuck they were called, home style brand, and I'm looking around and I'm like, I can't find any home style brand on these tags, and I put them all aside. And that's when my coder were like, what the fuck does this home style thing go to? I think that's what it was called, home something. He says, oh, those are Family Dollar brands. And I said, oh, okay. He's like, yeah, it's the same thing, just I don't know, I guess they changed the name of it or something. But it's just shit like that that I really didn't know, and I had to ask. So, but I mean, I think it's something I'd get better at with time. You know, you just have to sit there and you have to be patient. I don't know. I think if I get distracted though, that's a bad thing. It's really a job that requires my patience and concentration. Because it's like, he could tell me to do, fix up this aisle, right? So I do it, and then like, while I'm doing it, like a customer will go, excuse me, where are the fucking diapers or something? And then I go and show them. And I'm like, oh fuck, what the fuck did I do? And I fuck it up. Not fuck it up, but it takes me a couple seconds to figure out what to do again. Ugh. But I'm being fucking tired. Ugh. Man. I had to take that fucking walk. I had to walk almost like 20 minutes from the store to Bailey and Genesee at like 10 o'clock at night today. So, right now I'm just so fucking stiff. I'm just so fucking tired. It's time for me to go to fucking bed. I'm not even jerking off now. I'm not even jerking off tonight. Yeah. This is Dragon Lord Frodo, and I approve this message. Thanks in advance for watching this.